Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Wake Up and Ball right here on Roundtable Sports Network. Get up, stretch, take a breath or two, grab your coffee, meditate, whatever you do, pray, whatever you want to do this morning. We're here live on the huddle as we usually are. Shout out to everybody tuning in as always. This show is being powered and brought to you by BetUS, the #1 online sports book on the face of the planet. We're here. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody. Woo! Week number 13 in the NFL's here. We got 3 games on Thanksgiving.
Let's go.
Let's get into it. TD, good morning.
What's up, Richie? How you feeling, man?
Feeling great, man.
Oh, man, I just love this. You know, I officially have a song for the morning show on this instrumental right here. I'm going to send it to you and see if you like it. I just got to record it, man. It's pretty dope. I think I like it, man. We'll see if you like it. But I'm excited to get into these holidays, and the game tomorrow has me just, I ain't gonna lie, I'm so excited, Richie. Like tomorrow night, this game has me so excited just to know that we're about to show the world that we're Super Bowl contenders.
Oh, wow. Super Bowl contenders. You got to make the playoffs before you can even be in that. I would take it a little. I would slow down a little bit with those words, man. I know you're getting ahead of yourself, and that's what you really, really want. But we all know that that's not happening. So shout out to everybody as usual. We got Glenn saying only 5 minutes late.
We improving, Glenn.
We're gonna get on the dot eventually, TD.
Friday, Richie. Matter of fact, we might even go a minute early.
I'm not here Friday.
I might go a minute early Friday.
I doubt that. I doubt it, but
No.
It's all good, man. TD's waking up delusional. It's what he does every single morning. It's what we've come used to. Weather forecast for Green Bay Thanksgiving night, 20-degree winds. Northwest 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. Screwed.
The winds, that ain't too bad of winds. You know, I've seen above 20, but I mean, it's a little factor, but the temperature, I don't know if it's 20. I thought it was like 25 last I checked. I'm going to have to double check that.
I don't know. Well, we shall see, folks. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show every single morning, where the goal is to get this channel to 19K subs soon, man. We're close. We're at 18.5K. If you guys can do us a favor by simply smashing the like button and subscribe, we love it. We love it. Let's get into the business, man. Let's go. Eric, good morning, guys. I got blood work this morning. I was having anxiety about. Glad it's over, and I get to ball now. Eric, much love to you, man. Glad you can unplug a little bit. Hope the blood work comes out okay, man. Hope the blood work comes out okay. Chris asking how we're doing. We're doing well, Chris. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So we got a whole NFL Week 13 slate. Now, we're not going to be – are we doing a show tomorrow? I keep asking you while we're live. I don't think I can do it tomorrow, Thanksgiving.
No. We're going to take a day off and enjoy time with our family. Then come, and I'll be back at it on Friday solo, and then we'll come back together on Monday talking about everything that happened over the weekend. So that's the schedule over here on Roundtable Sports, brought to you by BetUS. And don't forget, BetUS is a proud sponsor of Wake Up and Ball, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring the show. At the end of the day, there is a huge opportunity for every single one of you to take advantage of a promotion with BetUS. 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. All right, take advantage of that. You know, BetUS isn't just the sports book. It's live betting, race book, casino, and so much more, including BetUS TV, where you can catch me, Richie, and Dan Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on The Huddle Show. All right. We have been blessed to be a part of a show on BetUS TV called The Huddle every day, the #1 NFL sports show on YouTube throughout the day. All right. So make sure you take advantage of that and take advantage of BetUS. There's a lot of great games this weekend. Put your wagers in. If you're looking for a new sports book, BetUS is where you want to be. A 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000. Do not forget to take advantage of that when you do sign up. All right.
Dolphins 3-point underdogs. We're going to get deep into that Dolphins-Packers game as usual. That's going to be a fun one to preview, as the Miami Dolphins are on a 3-game winning streak going up against a very good Green Bay Packers team. Unfortunately for TD, it's not going to go the way that he wants. And Thanksgiving will be ruined. He's going to have a great day, eating some turkey. What's your favorite turkey? Your Thanksgiving dishes, because you're going to be enjoying that all day long, and then all of a sudden, for dessert, is your Dolphins. I don't know if the dessert's going to be a little sour.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving, the wife does quite a bit, man. She takes care of me. I love sweet potato yams, something that I love. I also, I dabble in a little corn casserole, but one of my favorites is seafood stuffing.
Seafood stuffing. That's
I
never heard of that.
Get some crab, some crawfish, a bunch of peppers.
You're a big seafood guy, huh?
Yeah, it's South Florida, baby. I'm a fisherman. Deep down, I go to the Keys on a fishing trip every year. That's what I do. Also, we got the turkey. I have one of the most. I make one of the most, moist turkeys that you'll ever have. It just like butter melts in your mouth. The ham, the glazed ham, how that goes. I don't really do too much of the glazed ham.
Does your family make mac and cheese?
Yeah, my wife makes it. She's amazing. That's we have to make a lot of mac and cheese because the kids they kill that mac and cheese, man.
My family never made the mac and cheese. I guess it's like an Italian thing. We just don't do mac and cheese. But I've been the one every year lately. Make mac and cheese. I want.
Yeah, it's you got to know how to make it though. You got to know how to make it.
I know.
Also do some collard greens. I love some collard greens. Cornbread, some rice, just a lot of the fixings just to make I don't eat it all, but you could dabble in a lot of stuff throughout the Thursday. It's just fun times with family. My daughter's home from college, all 6 kids in the house right now.
Wow.
They're knocked out right now. So it's always a beautiful thing, man. And that's what I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanksgiving is a time to come together as a family, and it's great. My niece is not here with us; she's actually in Italy. My sister is with
Italy.
Yeah, my sister's went with her in-laws. Michael, Buffalo Bills fan, because he has an aunt in Italy. So the niece, my newborn niece, is going to be with my sister's husband for Thanksgiving. But luckily, I got the baby for Christmas, so that's going to be good. That's how they do it. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be a good Thanksgiving tomorrow. Good slate of football. Great time with family, food, drinks. We got a Friday game, Black Friday. This is a Thanksgiving and football is a beautiful blend, and I think that's great. That's great, right? Glenn says TD Barrett came out of retirement. Thoughts with the $2 super chat.
Well, I guess that's a good topic too to talk about because I'd like to get your take on it, Richie. Shaq Barrett, defensive end. I think you know who we're talking about. He retired early in the summer training camp, whatever it may have been around that time. And Van Ginkel, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL with Minnesota right now, shocking everybody. We let him go, and we decided to sign Shaq Barrett instead. But it was a huge disappointment for the fan base because Shaq Barrett decided to retire. But, rightfully so. I think he, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to get this wrong, but I think he had lost a child. One of his children had passed. Then we got that sad information and he decided to retire. And he had a 1-year, $7 million contract with $6.7 million guaranteed. Pretty much the whole thing guaranteed. Now he's asked to be reinstated with the NFL, and he will be reinstated. And the Miami Dolphins have a decision to make. And right now there's pretty much, if you do the math, like $3 million, like $2.8 million left on the contract. And again, most of it's fully guaranteed. What do you do if you're the Dolphins? They have to decide by tomorrow whether or not they're going to put him on the active roster, keep him on the shelf, cut him. They got a decision to make. And I don't think Chris Greer wants to spend that extra almost $3 million either. We're trying to push over everything we can into next year, even though that's a position that you can never have enough with Jalen Phillips going out. You can use that help. But that's what's going on with the Dolphins right now with that information. Me personally, I say put them on the roster. Let's play football. I mean, you can never. You're making a last minute run. Put him on a roster. Let's play football. You can't have enough defensive pass rushers. He's fresh. He got fresh legs. Let's put him out there and let him play ball. I'll have him ready for the Jets game and let's go. So that's what's going on with Miami. It's just a shocker.
You're gonna need him. You're gonna need him. That's for sure.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? What would you do in this situation if you're the Dolphins?
I mean, do they
Context.
even have?
I'm so sorry. Context. The controversy is this. He did an interview earlier this year that said, "Yeah, if I come back to the NFL, it'll only be for one team. They took care of me, and I love them, and I'll do anything for them." And that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm about to say, do the Dolphins have his rights anymore?
Yeah, we have his rights. We own the rights. That's the problem. So we can't trade him because of trade deadline.
He's not a Dolphin.
So,
Get out of here.
But he reinstated. So, is he doing this to force us to cut him so he can go to Tampa or something?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I mean, he decided to hang the cleats up, and now he's I don't know. Why would he want to come back to a team that has a 16% chance to make the playoffs? First of all, I think that's a waste of his time.
Why you do that, Richie?
Why you do
that? We're in the driver's seat. We went out. We're in, Richie. We went out. We know we're gonna get in.
No, you're not. You're not. I mean, you're making it seem like winning out is easy. You're making it seem like it's guaranteed.
It's just
you're gonna win out.
But
Miami Dolphins are gonna win out, folks. They already won 3 in a row,
Yeah.
which means what? They're gonna win
5
10
more.
straight, including the last. Come on,
6 more. Yeah.
Come on, we don't want to waste our time on this. Shout out to everybody tuning in on X. I just retweeted this show on X on Jets Media. Salute to everybody. This show is live right now on YouTube on the Roundtable Sports Network main YouTube channel. We're live every Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Wake up and ball with TD and I talking all things sports. Let's get into the NBA a little bit, all right? Because last night we got a whole slate of group play in the NBA Cup, the in-season tournament. The Knicks did not play. The Celtics did not play, but we had a big game in the Western Conference between the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers. Kevin Durant returned the action, and they beat up on the LA Lakers, winning 127-100. And the big three for the Suns all scored 23+. Now, the Suns, I think, are a team to be reckoned with when they're fully healthy, man, because KD and Bradley Beal makes an impact on that team. They were like the best team in the West before they got hurt. Now they're back. KD, 23 points. Beal, 23 points. Booker, 26 points. That's a big three if I ever heard of one. Not as good as, Brunson, Cat, and OG Anunoby, but it is a good big three. And you look at that team, the Phoenix Suns are built to win right now. What was your thoughts of that game? Phoenix Suns handling the LA Lakers. By the way, the reigning NBA Cup champions last year.
Well, I watched a part of the game, but here's what I will tell you. Kevin Durant, his presence back was huge for the team. He only put up 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists, but the way he did it, I think, was very impactful in this one. The Lakers, man, again, I feel like the Lakers are one of those teams, Richie, where they're good, but I don't see another championship in their future. I don't see another championship in their future, and that's why LeBron can never be the GOAT, by the way. But yeah, KD back. KD looks a little off to me the way he's moving, but he still makes shots. He's still, draining threes. He's still doing his thing. But Phoenix, you better look out for. You got to always look out for them, Devin Booker and company. They can make a move in the Western Conference that can really put them at the top. But again, the West, we all know where the West goes through is Denver. We'll see what they end up doing as they took a nasty loss to the New York Knicks the other night. So that was a huge win by the Knicks, and the Nets not a good look, especially having Jokic back. But that might be a testament of how good the Knicks actually are this year.
Let them know.
With Cat playing out of his mind right now. So, Kevin Durant, keep leading the troops, and Devin Booker and company. We'll see how this all works out, later in the year.
Yeah,
but I think tournament play. Good for their tournament standing.
Yeah, the tournament is heating up right now. And speaking of the tournament, the odds on BetUS now have probably switched a little bit to see who's going to win that in-season tournament. Do you like the in-season tournament? Do you think it's fun? Like, do you think this is a good thing for the NBA. Some people have mixed emotions about it. It's not that big of a deal, right? But at the end of the day, the one thing I do like is it feels like there's more competitive spirit early on in the regular season than there is without it. And that's the reason why I like it. I think that early on the season, you see that court is like purple or something. You're just like, oh, and then all of a sudden there's more energy. Also, I don't know if you know this, but the tiebreaker for the tournament play is point differential. So you're going to see teams run the score up. Like, right? Even if they're up by 15 with 3 minutes left, they're not going to take the starters out. They're going to go out there and try to pad the stats and try to score as many points because that's kind of the deferring factor of advancing. And you got all these different group plays. What's your thoughts of the NBA in-season tournament last year and this season?
Help me understand this, Richie, about the tournament. What's the incentive again? Isn't it money?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Some players that are not getting those max deals, I don't know the exact money, but there's some cash for the winners that some of these players are fighting for as well.
Yeah, so I mean that's a benefit to the players and their cash. The league, I feel like it's great, and here's why: the league's doing it to keep the competition level at a high, and they're fining you if you're sitting your stars during any tournament play. Because there was a team that recently just got fined for their star, I think Trae Young or somebody, not playing in tournament play. So I actually love it. It's an incentive to make sure that you're playing the best you can and getting as many points and running up the score and really balling out, trying to get it up there. So that it's a mechanism that, helps the health of the league. So you gotta be behind that. You gotta be behind that. But here's one thing I would say. You really want to have it like A1 priority for everyone? Make it a situation where if you win the tournament, you get an automatic seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, but then what happens the rest of the regular season? Then they're going to start resting their players if they're, you know what I mean?
But the tournament lasts how long?
It's done. It's like a month.
So here's what I would say. I would make the tournament actually longer and maybe do 2 a year. And here's why, Richie, because if you got a team down in the dirt, they're like, man, if we could win the tournament, we could still get in on the back end as the, 8th seed. I think it would be a good idea. Have a tournament in the first half and a tournament in the second half, and you get that last seed if you're not a team that's already seeded. Or if you're a team that's already seeded, you get to move up and jump a team for a seed. Something like that would really have everybody going after it.
Yeah, I think that I like it just because you have that playoff energy, and it seems like teams are bought in. It seems like there's more competitive spirits involved. So that's something that I feel like the NBA wants. But the one thing about the NBA that I'm curious to get your thoughts about is that the NBA revenue's down. The ratings are down this year. The views are down. I don't know what's factoring into that, but it's not a good look for the NBA today. Where you have the NFL, on the other hand, just every year it's improvement. The ratings go up, revenue goes up, everything goes up. NBA is going downhill. Is there a reason for that?
I think so.
What's that?
Who's the face of the league?
Who's the face?
For the first time in a long time, you don't have a true face of the league. Matter of fact, you don't even have a true 5 faces of the league.
I think that the NBA is going through a transitional period with LeBron at the end, Kevin Durant towards the end, Steph Curry, that was the face of the NBA, and there's a new generation of stars. You can say, who is it? Luka Doncic, Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson. That's the new era of stars, but are they that must see as LeBron James was?
This is the league's fault. They've drawn out and let me say this, I'm not knocking LeBron in his career. He's my number 2. And that's not an insult. If you got him number 1, that's fine.
But he's this generation's GOAT, and you can say that.
Yeah. This generation's GOAT. So here's the point. They rode his wave too long. You're supposed to take that.
But how do the NBA do that? What do they do to do that?
Do you know what the NBA did for Jordan? at the back end, the NBA was at the mercy of Jordan. The commission, bro, it was all about Jordan. Jordan is the one that got the tickets and gave them the players and all. It's like the media, it's all Jordan. Make sure you talk about Jordan. Make sure you this and that. The league put that kind of environment in place. But then LeBron came in. The league didn't only put that environment in place. LeBron's team also was an engine putting that environment in place. But the problem is, about 4 years ago, the NBA was supposed to transition into picking their next stars, giving them all the coverage. But no, they're dragging this LeBron. They're dragging the LeBron, and then it ain't making no better with his son. They're dragging it along. You should have already had your next 3 top stars in all the primetime games or when they played each other. You got to line it up that way.
There are young stars, but the question is, none of these young stars are on the level of LeBron. I mean, the only one that you can say could be potentially, I would say, is Wemby. Just because we've never seen anything like him before, just like LeBron when he came into the league, we've never seen somebody like him before at that age, 18 years old. Like, Jordan was different coming into the league. He went to, he played college. He was a second overall pick. LeBron was the chosen one in high school, and he came into the league out of high school, fresh.
That's right.
And first overall pick. So there was hype around LeBron coming out. Wemby, there was hype. He's not LeBron. He's different, but he could be the next.
No, he can't. He can be a great player. He can't be the face of the league. You need a high-flying...
Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson.
Biggs,
I'm telling you this.
Biggs will never be the face of the league, Richie. Biggs will never be. They could be great. Jokic will never be the face. He'll just be the great. He'll be the Tim Duncan image. They'll always be great, but they can't be the face. You need Anthony Edwards to step up. You need Tatum to actually... See, and that's another problem. Tatum was supposed to be it, but when you got
he's such a bad star. Like, he's a great player,
and you're right.
He's a champion now. Nothing.
You're right.
He's just not a good star. Like, no one likes him. There's no Jason Tatum fans that are not Celtics fans. Everyone hates him. Everybody hates Jason Tatum. That's not Celtics fans. But LeBron James, to your point, he had like 70% of LeBron James' fans weren't Cavs fans or Heat fans or Lakers fans. And I think the one thing that you can say that the NBA has that I don't think the NFL has as much is, and you're a perfect example of it, the NBA is a league that people gravitate towards players more than teams. Oh, I'm a fan of LeBron. I follow wherever he goes. I'm a fan of Kobe. I'm a fan of this specific player. Wherever he goes, I go. The NFL isn't that much. So I think that's another thing that's different between the two leagues. It's a player-driven league, and right now there's these players that people are gravitating towards. And I think, a big avenue to the revenue to the NBA is the Knicks. And I'm not just saying this as a Knicks fan. When the Knicks are good and relevant and competitive, the revenue skyrockets. There's no bigger market than the New York Knicks market. There's no bigger stage than Madison Square Garden. I mean, the best thing that could happen to the NBA, and I bet you Adam Silver knows this, is the Knicks to go on a championship run. Like, I'm telling you that now.
That's not going to matter, Richie.
Oh, yeah, it will.
Listen, Richie.
It's not going to make a massive help, but it'll help.
No, it's not. It's just going to get New York excited. Nobody cares about the Knicks other than New York.
That's not true. The Knicks are, the haters would be pissed off. The haters would love.
Nobody would care, Richie.
Yes, it is because of how bad the Knicks have been. If the Knicks have been great.
They've never been storied. Nobody's going to care if the Knicks win.
Yes, they will. Of course they will. That's why, because they've never been storied. If the Knicks win, it's the biggest deal in the NBA.
For the Knicks fans. I mean, no, that's not like.
Yeah, and all the haters. The haters, there's so many people.
Another thing straight. New York got one of the biggest markets in the country. But nobody, that isn't NBA market like that. It's just for the New York fans. It's not like it's fans spread out around the world and just Knicks fans.
Oh, that's false. No, that's false. That's where you're wrong. The Knicks have a global audience. That is a fact.
Because it's New York, but no, I'm talking about here in the US.
There are Knicks fans. I know this. I cover the Knicks. I got Knicks fans tuning into Knicks media across the planet. The Knicks are an emblem around the world, okay? People gravitate toward the Knicks. It's true.
Emblem.
Yes, we are.
They're just known to be the Knicks. Because every tourist around the world want to go to New York City.
Yeah, you're proving my point.
See the Knicks. Just because it's New York City and the Knicks were in movies and stuff.
Exactly. Richie, you're explaining why they're an emblem around the world. You're proving my point.
I'm talking about the health of the NBA right now. The NBA has too many.
But you have to admit, the Knicks good is only benefiting the NBA more.
No, it's not.
It is. 100%.
I mean, Richie, this is what I'm saying though. There's a lot
that's so false though, because the Knicks bring so much eyes. All the celebrities come to the games, which brings more juice. You got the celebrities on the court side. Oh, my favorite celebrity is at a Knicks game. I want to watch the Knicks now. There's so much to it.
Celebrity influence and stuff is at an all-time low, Richie. People aren't even. They're not even.
Think about it. Who's going to basketball games? What celebrities are going to basketball games besides Knicks games and Lakers games, right? It's only that. You go to the Philadelphia 76ers, you got nobody courtside. Milwaukee Bucks, who's courtside? Miami. Who's there besides DJ Khaled?
But nobody's caring anymore who's on the sideline.
That's not true.
It is. When they're
because you're not watching Knicks games. When you go to a Knicks game and you're watching it, it's got celebrity row. The whole game, you're highlighting the celebrities.
Yeah, and you're highlighting it, and nobody's caring like they used to, Richie. The whole Richie, right now, maybe you need to come outside. The whole Hollywood and celebrity culture is under attack right now. Like, nobody's caring. Nobody cares about their influence or anything right now.
It's nothing to do with Hollywood. This is about New York City.
But that's who's in the front row, Hollywood. Yes, that's who's in the front row that they're showing on TV.
Now you got comedians, you got athletes,
Richie,
football players.
But Richie, back to the point that I'm making though. There's a lot of stars in the league, but who's rising above the rest? That's the problem with this league right now. They don't have the person that everybody's trying to take down anymore. There ain't a single person in the league right now that everybody's trying to take down. That guy. They don't have it. And as long as that's the case, viewership's going to be down. It's like everybody's playing, I'll check them out in the playoffs. That's what they've become right now. I'll check them out in the playoffs. Well, that's why the ratings are down. Because nobody's looking forward. Nobody's seeing like this main player in the league or main 2 or 3 players.
Just watch what happens in the NBA when Jalen Brunson becomes that guy. Everyone's going to have to worry about him and Cat and all the Knicks because that is the team that's going to elevate the NBA to a revenue that we've never seen before. Folks, don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. Only 35 likes. If you're waking up and balling with us, do us a favor. Smash a like button right now and subscribe to Roundtable Sports. We just hit 18.6K subs. Pretty cool stuff there. Shout out to the people that are subscribing to the channel. I want to transition to a new sport, and then we're going to finish off with some NFL talk. I just want to give a quick update about Juan Soto.
All
right, because it's heating up. All right, heating up right now. Juan Soto, he's going to be a Met. And Juan Soto met with a bunch of teams, and the only organization that he met with in person in terms of like personal, the Mets. He went to Steve Cohen's, the Mets owner's, house in Beverly Hills. Juan Soto and his agent. All the other teams he met with, TD, they didn't go to no house. They met up at a restaurant, right? Steve Cohen is going to land Juan Soto. All the momentum is towards that. Everyone's saying it. Now I'm going to be pissed off if that does not happen, by the way. If the Mets don't get Juan Soto, I'm going to be pissed off. And I don't know if you saw this. You'd find this fun because you're a businessman. Juan Soto just pulled off the most genius, what do you call it? Sponsorship stunt ever. He posted on Instagram. I'm going to pull it up, actually. Let me pull it up so you can just react to it. This is what I mean. This is a superstar right now, and this is his agent is in his ear, a marketing stunt, and I guess this company is going to get free advertising from us. But look at this. This is what he just posted all over his social medias. Juan Soto did. All right, let me play it real quick so you guys can get an idea of what we're talking about. This is Juan Soto on his social media platforms. Yesterday.
This wasn't an easy decision, but after meeting with the team, it became clear what I wanted to be. That being said, team says this. What? You were expecting a different announcement?
I mean, tell me that's not the most perfect. I mean, every single baseball fan was watching like, oh my God, who's he going to be? And then he takes Celsius. What's your thought? I mean, that's a pretty ingenious marketing stunt if I ever saw one.
That's huge. That's huge. I know he probably got some big money for that too, because that is massive, especially everybody waiting to see where he goes. And bam, here's my decision. Marketing genius on that. I know he made a big bag for that one. And he's not going to be a Met, Richie.
Yes, he is. You're a hater. You just can't.
I know. See, Richie, it's sad.
You're not plugged into baseball, so you don't see all these reports.
I've been paying attention. I've been seeing all the reports. And see, Richie, you want to come on here and skew the conversation to the Mets.
Every single baseball insider is saying he's a Met.
Every single baseball insider knows who the real threat to get him is now, and that's the Red Sox. The Red Sox just made a push. They upped their offer. They are real contenders of getting Soto now. I'm not. Go look it up.
I did. I literally saw a report that the Red Sox are out of it.
What are you talking about? Everybody was talking yesterday. Red Sox, they upped their offer. Red Sox. They're like the front. They might be the front runners right now. They upped their offer. Oh, Richie reading it, y'all. Y'all see him. He worried.
The Red Sox can't afford what this. No, they can't. They can't outbid. They won't. Yeah, they could up the offer all they want. That's the thing you're missing here. Yeah, up the offer because Steve Cohen is literally landing $50 million on top of whatever their offer is. There's no owner in baseball that can do what Cohen can do. That's something that you don't realize. Baseball is different. It's not football. It's not basketball. There's no cap. Steve Cohen's not going to let anybody come in there. If it's about money, he's a Met.
They up the
and guess
money
what?
And
He wants to win too. The Mets doing what they did last year is huge. If the Mets did not go to the playoffs, the Mets would not be in the consideration. But the fact that they won on that playoff run is massive here. I'm telling you that right now. He's also best friends with Francisco Lindor. Like the Red Sox can get cute, right, and try to up the offer.
So bad.
Oh my God, we all
Richie,
do.
The Red Sox are the front runners right now, Richie. All right, either that or he's staying with the Yankees.
Yankees fans, he ain't come back with the Yankees. I'll tell you that much. He's leaving. Time better than, I mean, come on. The Yankees fans, sorry. Enjoy your Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton core with no Juan Soto. Your chance was last year. The Mets are coming up, and we're all right.
So when does this decision have to be made, though?
It's going to happen during winter meetings in the beginning of December. So I would say next week or two.
Because when does the season kick off?
Well, the decision spring training starts like February, March, but the decision is going to happen in 2 weeks for winter meetings.
Within 2 weeks.
Yeah, winter meetings happens when all the teams come together. That's where all the free agents really start making their decisions. So this is heating up, and I'll put my money on it that the Mets are going to land Juan Soto. I've never been more confident in my life landing a superstar on my team, and it's because of Stevie Cohen, man. This owner has brought new life. It's awesome when you have an owner that cares as much. And like when he bought the Mets, he said, I can make millions of people happy. I don't care about money. I'll do whatever it takes. He's literally a diehard Mets fan. He's not buying the Mets for any capital, any business's mindset. He's using the Mets as his like investment. Like, I don't care. I'm going to use all my write-offs on my Mets. I don't care if I have to cut into my own money. Like, that's how he's operating the Mets. Now, the Red Sox are becoming a deeper threat here, but they can't even sniff the offer that the Mets are going to bring in. Even if they try to match the Mets offer, the Mets will be like, oh, you want to match our offer? Okay, try to match this. They're going to keep bringing it up.
Richie, I think you're just trying to talk yourself into this happening.
I ain't talking. I'm serious, man.
You really think he's going to be a Met?
Yeah, dude.
And that's going to bring the World Series.
I mean, let's be honest. 100%. I mean, look, listen to this latest report. This is what you need. These are the people you need to listen to.
I think he's going to plow a little quicker than normal, which I love. And, probably, I didn't think so. I thought he'd re-sign with the Yankees, but I got a funny feeling he might go to the Mets. I know that the only visit that he made to a mansion, you wrote about this, was to Steve Cohen's house in Beverly Hills. I do think that Cohen can offer the most money. And if it's about money, which, 99% of the time it is, I think the Mets will have the leg up. They're coming off a big year. It's New York. He's got Lindor. We all know, you know better than anybody, that when the Mets are good, they're as much charming and they're as much a factor in New York as the Yankees are. So it's not like he's signing with the Nets, leaving the Knicks. I mean, he's, or the Jets and Giants. This is the Yankees and the Mets, and they can be equal when they're both good. So I think at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to the Dodgers. I don't think he's going to Toronto. Why would you go to Canada? You wrote last week, were they lousy? Why would you go there? I don't think the Phillies, I think they like to be involved, but I don't think he's going there. I think it's going to be the Yankees or the Mets, and I wouldn't rule out the Yankees. But right now, I think the decision will be by the end of the winter meetings, and I do think that the Mets are the leading contender right now because nobody can spend more money than Cohen. We all know that he's got the most money, and if 99% of the time it is about that, I think Cohen feels very comfortable that he did a good job with his meeting there or whatever it was last week. I think he felt that he set the table well with his team, talking to Soto. So I think maybe right now the Mets are the leading clubhouse contender. And then, as you said, we'll find out about everybody else. Alonso, find out about the pitchers. I think once Soto goes, you'll see a lot of guys move pretty quickly here. I think you really will.
Yeah, I think you're right on the two main points. I think it's going to go fairly quick, maybe right at the winter meetings, maybe a little bit after, maybe a little before. You're right, Judge and Ohtani did just right at either at the end of the meetings or right after. And I agree with you right now. If I had to pick a team, I'm going to say the Mets because I think they can outbid anybody. And I think he liked it in New York by and large. But one thing people don't realize, he loved San Diego. He loved living in San Diego. There was a lot written about how it's far away from his family. They're from the Dominican. He loved the lifestyle of San Diego, but there's only one team in from the West Coast, and that's the Dodgers. So,
he gonna love Boston.
They even bring up Boston name?
Yeah, they didn't, but guess what? Mad Dog. Why would you put on the screen two Mets fans?
John Heyman is not a Mets fan. He's the number one. He's like Adam Schefter of baseball. First,
Mad Dog is.
Mad Dog is just a New Yorker, baseball in his blood. All right.
Yeah, listen, Richie. Okay, Richie, y'all still ain't gonna win if you get them.
Are you kidding me?
Richie, y'all. I mean, it's New York. You're destined to lose every chance you get.
That's not true. The Mets had no reason to go to the playoffs last year. What did they do?
Lost.
Magic. They went all the way to the NLCS. They had no business there. That was magical stuff right there, man. Magical stuff.
Yeah, Richie, the Marlins
magic
will be
is
better than the Mets next year.
The Magic is going to go all the way into next season, man. I promise you that. All right, let's get into some super chats. Glenn, people watch the Knicks to see the downfall. They are the Jets of the NBA.
Thank you.
No, they're not. The Knicks are way better than the Jets, so that's disrespectful. The Knicks actually have playoff success. The Knicks are also better than the Dolphins as of late. That's also a fact.
The what?
The Miami Dolphins.
Who?
The Knicks.
Richie, stop comparing football to basketball.
What do you mean? Glenn just did that. I'm doing it because Glenn did.
Richie,
Glenn
you
did, not
on
me.
the NBA high right now with these Knicks. Stop it. We know what the end result is.
It's an objective fact. Have the New York Knicks had more success than the Miami Dolphins in the last 2 years?
No,
yes.
No, they haven't. Listen,
yes, they have.
No, they haven't. We know what the
yes, they have. Prove me wrong.
It ain't hard to make the playoffs in the NBA in the East. Stop it.
No. See, the difference is the Knicks aren't making the playoffs. They're making the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins don't do that. Therefore, the Knicks have been more successful than the Dolphins and the Jets.
All right, you know what? You're right.
Thank you. I mean, I was hopeful that you can at least be objective.
In that regard, you're right. But at the end of the day, Richie, it always amounts to the same thing: a big fat L at the end, where you don't bring a trophy, ring nothing home.
We are going to bring a trophy home for the Knicks and the Mets this year, and then the Jets next year. I promise you that. Well, let's get into some football because we have a whole slate of Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Thanksgiving football tomorrow. I mean, 3 games that are just easy picks, you know? Yeah. I mean, who's really looking forward to Thanksgiving? Honestly, even Black Friday game, too. 4 games that's going to be washes. You got the Lions, easy. Right? They're going to win that game. Cowboys, Giants. Cowboys, Giants, it could go either way. They both stink, but the Cowboys are going to win that game.
I agree.
Dolphins, Packers, we don't really have to talk about that game that much. Cold weather, Packers at home, easy 3-score win for the Packers. And then on Friday, Chiefs Raiders. So like we have 4 games before Sunday. Do we need to waste our time talking about it?
At what point do you stop disrespecting us, Richie?
What? I'm talking about a team that's 7-3 against a team that's below 500. Why are we going to spend some time on that game?
We'll be 500 after Thursday night. Let's get into this Dolphins game, Green Bay, Richie, because we know this is going to be a good game, brother. This is going to be a good game. It is going to be cool because the Dolphins are the best team playing the best football in the league right now.
No, they're not. Here we go again. I'm going to remove you from our own show because you can't keep lying.
Richie,
stop saying that. You're the only one in the world that believes that the Dolphins are the best team in the NFL last 3 weeks.
Scariest team right now in the NFL.
Lions are scary.
Other than the Lions.
Eagles. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, they good, but they ain't. Listen, the Dolphins.
Eagles.
All right, listen, Richie. The
Eagles.
The Dolphins are.
No. We're not getting past it. You keep lying to the people. You keep saying
the Eagles are scary, but not more than Miami right now.
Yeah. Prove how.
How are the Eagles more scary?
Because they're dominating.
Dolphins are dominating.
No, they're not.
We just dominated our last 3 opponents.
No, you're not.
We dominated the Patriots, dominated the Rams, dominated the Raiders. We dominated. And then you got a quarterback playing dominating football?
They beat a good team the last 3 weeks. The Dolphins have not. Still to this day. Therefore, the Eagles are scarier. They're also on a way deeper winning streak. They are way above 500. Like, what are we even talking about? You're losing credibility. You're also not scarier than the Buffalo Bills. And that's a fact.
On Friday.
You're not scarier than the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo been on a bye. We don't know who they are coming back.
They beat the Chiefs. You're not scarier than them. They just took down the undefeated Chiefs. There's nothing the Dolphins can do, even on Thursday, that can make them more of a threat than the Buffalo Bills. You keep putting, that's the thing you love to do. You keep like projecting the Miami Dolphins in the same stratosphere as the elite of the elite. They're not even close to the Lions, not even close to the Philadelphia Eagles, not close to the Ravens, not close to the Buffalo Bills. All of the top 5 teams, the Miami Dolphins are not close, so stop putting them in the same breath as these teams. They're not even sniffing them. Sniffing. It's honestly disrespectful for you to put them in this conversation.
I'll replace Miami with the Eagles on there.
How? You're literally just saying this to rile me up. You don't actually believe that.
Okay, when are you going to allow me to explain, Richie?
Are you gonna explain and actually try to like make some sense? Or are you just gonna speak some delusion about how the Dolphins are in the same breath as these teams?
All right, okay, they're not in the same breath of those teams right now, Richie, because we have to prove it. But when we beat Green Bay, you're gonna start to understand what I'm trying to explain to you, and I keep trying to explain to you. This team, nobody wants to play right now. I think anybody that we line it up with, they'd be like, man, this is a headache right here, man. We got to figure out a way to get through this one. So we're a big threat for everyone in the NFL. Luckily, we don't have to play many other teams that matter. But nobody wants to see us in the first round. Nobody wants to see us in the first round. That's why they're all going to be fighting for that 1 seed. That's why
let me stop you there. Why would nobody want a team that has a 24-year playoff win drought, not want to see them in the playoffs?
Because
if I was a team, I would be hoping that the Dolphins make the playoffs. That's the bye week for them. If you're a 2nd seed and you get the face off against the Dolphins in the first week, that's a bye week for them. Mm-hmm. If I'm any team, I want the Dolphins. Tua cannot win a playoff game. Every team wants to match up. Stop lying. You're projecting this team that are like, they're like elite, bro. They're not.
Tomorrow night, Richie, you'll see in all phases of football that the Miami Dolphins are an elite team. And you know what, Richie? How about this? If we beat the Packers like 31-10, dominate all sides of the football, will you start to see what I'm saying?
I will put respect on the Dolphins for sure if that happens.
There you have it. There you have it, Richie. Get ready. Get ready. Okay? Because I don't see Tua regressing at this point. I see him going out there being accurate. The coach already came on the podium, Green Bay coach. He's terrified. Man, Tua can do this. Tua can do that.
Every coach talks up their opponent, bro. Welcome to the NFL.
Not like this. Not like this.
Oh yeah, not like this.
I feel like he's concerned. He's worried about what he's about to face. And at the end of the day,
I've heard the same thing about the Jets every year. Every coach we go up against, they're hyping us up. Oh, watch out, they got all these.
Nobody
players.
ever hyped up Zach Wilson. Ever.
Yeah, they did.
No, they
You'd
didn't.
be shocked.
No, they didn't. Listen, this is the game though, Richie. It's cold weather. Narrative will be able to debunk. It's against a winning team. The Miami Dolphins play quality football, which I believe they will. Finally, the first time getting me over the hump. And we've arrived. We've been building this thing for years now, and I think that this is the moment that we see the fruits of the labor. And we go out there and we show that, hey, man, this season ain't over. We're actually going to contend in the playoffs potentially because, the schedule is much easier after that. So I'm looking forward to this. Now, if the Dolphins let me down, Richie, it's probably gonna be the most hurtful time for me because I'm truly believing in this team to get this win. Now the playoffs, that's a different story. I don't know if we could beat some of those top teams right now, but
you can't.
But this win right here, I'm actually believing. And if the Dolphins let me down in this one, man, I don't think there's going to be a point of return for me.
Yeah, which is why I understand what you're doing. You're building yourself up. You're riding or dying. You're sinking or you're swimming with them. Like if they win this game, you're going to be swimming with them. If they lose, you're going to go back to the way that we all expect you to be. Hitting your chair. Tua should be benched. Tua tank for Cam Ward. I mean, it's so predictable what's going to happen.
It's going to be worse than that. It's going to be worse than that.
I know, which is why I'm just like, dude, like you're setting yourself up for this. That's the one thing I don't realize. Like, you're not going into this level-headed. You are. You are setting yourself up for that explosion.
Maybe they really do what I believe they can do.
But you don't even believe that, and we both know it. You're just hopeful. There's a difference of belief and hope and faith. You have faith and hope. You don't actually believe.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong there.
No, I believe they can. I'm hopeful they will. See, that's what you got to understand. I really believe they can.
TD, this is like the 7th chapter of you building yourself up for failure.
No lies told. You're right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like
they got it.
And I find it, man. I got Dolphins fans coming into my chat. Richie, you're such a hater. You're such a Dolphins hater. TD, enlighten me. What have I said about the Miami Dolphins the last few weeks that is considered hate when everything I said is truth?
You still a hater. You opened this whole segment hating. In the Dolphins, Green Bay, we already know what's going to happen. Let's move on to Friday. You opened the segment hating. And that's why you threw an undertone jab.
Previous history has proven.
Keep a straight face.
Yeah, because it's true, though. I'm not laughing because it's not. It's
Richie,
true, bro.
You've been throwing these little undertone jabs, and that's what you keep doing. But it's fine. You're going to be a believer after tomorrow night.
I mean, like, what's the point? I mean, I think the Jets have a brighter future than the Dolphins because we're spearheading our new rebuild. You guys are stuck in purgatory. Even if you beat the Packers, what's that going to do? Even if you're going to win 9 games, maybe 10 games, barely make the playoffs, or you do make the playoffs.
We beat the Packers, ain't nobody else beating us.
Okay, you make the playoffs and then get bounced. Then what? Then what? You make the playoffs, then what? And then you lose in the wild card round, and then, the Dolphins, though, maybe if Tua stays healthy next year, you're going to have a whole offseason of buying into the Tua faith, and then he stays healthy, and then the Patriots leap over you because they're actually sparking up a rebuild. You guys are not rebuilding. All right, we get a new regime in the house, and that we have a new coach with this roster. We're going to level up our game while Tua and the Dolphins they're hitting their peak. That's the difference. Glenn says if Miami stops the run and force Love to win, Miami will win. Well, Glenn, that's not going to be easy. You said if Miami stops the run, you're going up against one of the best running attacks in the NFL. Josh Jacobs is a force, man. He's a force. You're going to need Calais Campbell to level up. How's Marcus May doing?
We just cut him.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
You did.
Richie, you a hater.
Marcus May. TD was out here saying that the addition of Marcus May giving him 3 more wins.
I'm saying Calais Campbell.
No, you said both of them together.
I recall Calais Campbell.
Calais Campbell's a baller. And I said, when you signed Calais Campbell, he's a baller. But Marcus May, man.
He ain't been playing. He only started 3 games, Richie. So
yeah, he's a baller, man. He's a baller. Well, I don't know what you need to convince me, but thank you, Glenn. 3 super chats, man. He's the only one that loves us on Wake Up and Ball.
Thank you, Glenn.
He's a man of the hour. Guys, we got 90 live viewers, 330. I'm still a little skeptical about the live viewers on X. Like, I don't think there's 330 live people right now. But we're going to pretend there are. So hit the like button now.
They be creeping, Richie. They be in there.
All right, hit the like button if you're on X right now. Let us know in the chat if you're watching us. Don't forget to smash the like button, please. I don't really think we could talk about the Jets-Seahawks game. Like, what do I look forward? What am I looking at? Like, what do I go into this game as a Jets fan? What do I do? I'm rooting for them to win, obviously. I'm a fan. I always will. But, like, the Jets are taking on the Seahawks. Rodgers is also, we should talk about this on the huddle later. Should add this to the topic. But Aaron Rodgers, when I was on Pat McAfee yesterday, and he, debunked the reports about, there's a report saying that, quote, Aaron Rodgers wants to play in 2025 and not with the Jets. That was the report. And then Rodgers went on Pat McAfee saying that I never said that. Like, that's just pure speculation. First of all, this is what Rodgers said. I don't even know if I want to play next year, number one. Number two, if I do want to play next year, the Jets would be the number one option. So, interesting stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of people speaking about Aaron Rodgers. And remember, you said that you want to hear from Aaron himself before we start talking about it. So what was your thoughts of Rodgers on Pat McAfee? He kind of basically, in a nutshell, said he's living day by day, he's living in the present, and he's not attached to anything. He's not attached to the idea of playing with the Jets next year. He's not attached to the idea of retiring. Like, whatever happens, happens. And I think that he understands. He also said he doesn't know what the future is for the Jets for him. He understands there's a new GM coming in, there's a new coach coming in, and they could come in here and not want him. And he says it's out of his control. He doesn't even know if the Jets want him. That was his words. He's like, I don't even know if I'm part of the Jets plan. So I don't know what that means. What do you think the Jets are going to do right now with their new search for a GM, new search for a coach? Because they are obviously going to go into these interview processes with the idea of Rodgers on the roster. Do you want him or not? What do you think they should do? What do you think they will do?
I think they should do what they're doing. Audition everybody right now. Go out there, keep playing to win, guys, and let's see who got heart, who's fighting, who's making plays, who's not. And audition. This is the sample size that they're going to be able to show whatever general manager they hire and coach they hire. Hey, look at these last 6 games. This is when it all fell apart, and the mandate was go out and keep playing and go look at the film, and this is what you got. So Aaron Rodgers, if he goes out there in the next 6 games, rattle off 4 wins, and they look like a solid team, that's something to consider moving into next year. And believe it or not, Richie, I think that's exactly what y'all are about to do.
What?
I think that y'all are about to win like 4 out of 6 games.
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, knowing my Jets, this is when we're going to play our best football, when we're out.
And it's so crazy because if you you're not even allowed to say it anymore, but I'm still going to say it even though I keep being wrong. You still should be winning all these games. Like, to me, the roster is still the better roster, and I feel
But you have to think of it this way, man. We don't have a coach. We don't have a leader. We literally don't have. And my uncle, who is a big Giants fan, I was talking to him about the Jets, and he had a smart thing to say. Not only the players checked out, but don't you feel like the entire coaching staff for the Jets, are they putting enough energy and effort into film breakdown right now? Like, they know they're done, right? Like, they know they're getting canned, right? Every position coach, Jeff Ulbrich, coordinators, they know no matter what they do, they're gone. Are they putting in the effort required to go win these football games, preparing the Jets with game plans and studying the opponent as much as, playoff teams are, as much as, the Packers are doing right now? No. Like, there's a lack of preparation going into these games, and you can just see it on the field every Sunday.
I don't know.
Which is why the NFL, you need coaching to win, and the Jets don't have that. They literally look like a bunch of players out there, like, oh yeah, we're just here for the game check. Like, there's nothing.
That would be very terrible if they're not, and I'm going to take your word that they're not. That's terrible because you're still auditioning for your next job, even if you're gone. You know, I would think that guys want to at least show something positive on the way out the door. And maybe you show positive enough to where the new regime say, hey, let's hold on to you at least 1 year while we figure a lot of things out. And you might be able to take that year to prove yourself to stay, you know. So that if they're not, you know, really putting everything they have into the game plan every week and doing the necessary work, then shame on them, you know, and it will show, you know. The new general manager and stuff, I'm sure they'll look at that and say this is a lack of game planning, you know? So, yeah, that's sad. Yeah, so I'm hoping that's not the case, but I think here's the thing around the league. I think you're going to see a whole different team. This is kind of how it works. Nobody's going to bet on the Jets for the next 4 weeks, and they're going to go ahead and make some people a lot of money. They've gotten you to that point, and it's crazy. These are the moments that are like that. The team that you're not going to bet on anymore, they're going to sprinkle 2 wins in, and it's going to.
So you have them beating the Seahawks at home, or no?
You know what, Richie? In my pick'em, I put the Jets down, and then right before I submitted, went back and changed to Seattle. But here's why. I told myself, let me just go Seattle so I don't lose a point here because I don't know. But I got the Jets in this game at heart. I got the Jets in the game.
And I hope you know how many times you picked the Jets this year and you're wrong.
Yeah, you're right. But this is the first time. This is the first time, though, Richie. I end up picking Seattle, but at heart, I got the Jets.
I picked Seattle too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I'm not going to lose a point just in case, but I really think the Jets are going to win. So I strategically just picked Seattle, because just in case, and I won't suffer in my pick 'em because everybody's going to pick Seattle. So just in case they keep on burning me, but I think that the Jets are going to win. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, I don't think they will because we don't have any preparation. The Seahawks have a brand new coach that's having that team prepared. They're executing. They got a team, not a roster that the Jets have. So I think the only thing that's giving me some optimism for the Jets next year is there is talent on this team. And if we actually hire the right coach and the right regime, they're going to get the most out of the players. They're going to put them in the right situation because the coaching search years ago when we went with Saleh, TD, the difference between that coaching search and this year's coaching search is what? Mm-hmm. We hired a coach to start a rebuild. Right now, we're not hiring a coach to start a rebuild. You know, retooling is the better word, but we're not starting from scratch. There's a roster assembled right now. So whatever coach comes in is inheriting a good roster. Yeah. So that's the difference. We're looking for a coach that can come out here and change this team right away. You can argue, I know you probably don't know this, but back when Rex Ryan took the Jets to the playoffs, people said that was Eric Mangini's roster he inherited. Like, Mangini brought that team with Brett Favre. He had that team playing well. They get rid of Mangini. Rex comes in the building, and he inherited a great team and a great roster, and he took that team to the AFC Championship game. Now, I feel like the next coach we bring in is going to inherit a pretty good team. So it's up to them to bring in the right guy. I don't know who that is, but we shall see. There's a lot of time that will pass before that happens. So that's going to wrap up Wake Up and Ball right here. Wednesday, November 27th. It's my mom's birthday today, actually. I got to give her a nice call right now. So
happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mama Melora. So no Wake Up and Ball tomorrow. No AFC's Roundtable tonight, but we are going to be live on the Huddle today. We're also, if you guys want to check TD and I out, we're live every single Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Bleacher Report for our Pick'em shows. I would love for you guys to come through and help us out and support us. It's a great show. I'm in first place by a landslide. It's just a piece of cake. They keep track of our record. It's me, Vach Lombardi, and Joseph Dion and TD Finns Talk live on Bleacher Report every Wednesday at 11 a.m. EST. We go into every single game, and we preview and predict every single game. So go check us out over there. TD, any final words for the people?
Yeah, happy holidays to all, and I just want you to know I am thankful for you all showing up and supporting the show and showing love to what we have going on here. Salute to everybody on YouTube watching and on Twitter watching right now. Thank y'all for tuning in to Wake Up and Ball with me and Richie. Listen, come over to YouTube if you are on Twitter and subscribe to the channel, Roundtable Sports. Come check us out. We are here Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Thank y'all. We love y'all.
Peace. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will see you next time right here on The Huddle. Shout out to BetUS as always for powering the show. We love you. We'll see you next time. Peace.